Vanessa filming for Carolyn's Musings on YouTube and Etsy, and One Way Journals on Facebook. If you are on YouTube watching this video and you haven't joined Facebook, we would love you to come and join us over there on One Way Journals. It's a beautiful community of faith believers who share their journals and their folios and their pieces of beautiful creativity over on there, and we all support each other over there as well. So what we're making today is this is called Hagar, so it's in the Women in the Bible series, and so this is the launch of the first one, and then watch out soon, the next one coming is Rahab, and then there will be a series that Carolyn will be creating. So I'm very excited about this series of little journals. So this is what we're making today. So it's got a different type of closure with the eyelets and some elastic to hold it together and a flap. So I'll just show you that there. And yeah, this is beautiful, and beautiful hues of green and purple. So let me get straight into it and show you the digital papers that are in the kit. And let's have some fun. Here are the digitals. So I have printed front and back, and so this is just the order that I have done them in, but you can definitely mix it around and print however you like. Now this one I didn't print on the back because I actually think this is going to be the front of my journal cover, and then this one is going to be the front inside page. So there you go, absolutely gorgeous. And then we have quite a few pages that are scripture, observation, application, and then notes. And so this is just how I've chosen to print them. I printed on 120 GSM, and I have just cut off the sides. I haven't done the tops yet. And so these beautiful green butterflies. So as you can tell, the kit has beautiful hues of purples and greens. And this one with a hummingbird, and that one on the back, and this one with this, and then this one I've doubled up. So yeah, there's numerous ways that you can print this, and then this gorgeous one as well. Right, and then here's the ephemera. These are fantastic words, great big words that we can pop into the journal. Some with some pockets, with gussets. So these are printed on 160 GSM, and I haven't printed on the back of pockets. So this one as well. Lovely. So as you can tell, there's nothing on the back. Now these ones are flaps, so that's a gatefold flap, and this is up and down, and so I have printed this backing piece for the back of those. And then a beautiful scallop edged envelope, and so printed that on the back, and so this is called a petal envelope. And then we have some more pockets, and so there's an instruction here on how you can do this as a loaded pocket, and so I have printed that on the back. And then we have some beautiful tags there with some fussy cut scripture as well, and that on the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go off camera, figure out what order I want to have the pages in, and what I want to do with a cover, and I'm going to cut out all my ephemera pieces and then come back to you. And then if you like the way that I have laid out the journal with the pages, then I will list that in the description for you, so it's just a starting point if you don't know where to go with it, but of course you can print them in any order that you like. And I also wanted to just let you know, I have actually printed off some pages from the Lily of the Valley kit. So that's over on Etsy, and so there are a couple of pages that stood out to me that just complement this kit really beautifully. So there's that, and then this one, I've just popped that on the back, and then this one as well. Okay, so if when I do the flip through of the journal, I'll actually spell out again these ones that I've decided to use in the journal, and then do a bit of a tutorial on how we put it all together. Okay, so I've cut everything out and I've inked my pages. You don't have to do that, but it's just a finishing touch to get the white off the edges. Sorry, just leaning down to get, I'm using olive because this has got beautiful hues of purples and greens. I use mostly olive to ink most of my pages and ephemera, etc. So I'll give you another flick through of the pages once I've done the ephemera, but I did mention before that I included a couple of pages from, so this one from Lily of the Valley, and the only other two things that I did print was I did print this page of the side pockets. That's from Lily of the Valley, and I also did print this page, which I'm going to use a template. So this is an envelope template. This is found on Etsy, and it's template number 1. And so you can print directly on the paper. I just have got a card that I've done as a template, drew around the edges, and I'm going to be cutting that out to make an envelope. And then you'll see that it's got a notch, so just draw around there, and then this is the bit that you cut out. So the best hint for me was if you've got a needle, a pokey tool, this is an awl, anything like that, when you draw that around, just go to the point here and then poke a hole, and then when you turn over on this side, I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera, but there are the 4 holes. And so what I'm going to do is get my ruler and then cut these, and this is what's going to cut the slot. So it's a lot easier to do it this way with a cutting knife rather than trying to get in there with a pair of scissors. Okay, so I'm just going from dot to dot. There we go, and then down the sides. You can cut out the envelope first if you like, but I just wanted to give you that little hint on the easiest way to cut out the slot, and that should poke through. There we go. I did get it. Well done to me. Okay, so that, just wanted to go over there with the extra things. Now this kit is absolutely beautiful. You don't need to go and get things from Lily of the Valley, but if you wanted to add some extra elements, that kit beautifully complements this one. And on the other side, this backing paper is from Lily of the Valley. And then what I've done is I've decided to back that on the inside pages as well. But I wanted to explain how I've done the cover for this one. So normally with covers, we have our front, our back. With a thin one like this, I promise you'll have enough room where you could just fold over your cover sheet and sew directly into the spine. I decided that I wanted to create a 1/4 inch spine, so I've done that. And then I actually wanted this piece to fold over. And so what I did was, I'm working in Australia where we have an A4 size. So our cardstock, this one in particular, was, it came to 11 6/8 of an inch. So just short of 12 inches. And then my center point was 5 7/8. And so then the center on either side, I scored on 1/8 on either side of the center. So that creates, so if, you probably can't see this, but there's a line there and there's a score line there, which is creating a 1/4 inch spine. So I folded that over, and it should meet up, depending on your cardstock, it should meet up. Mine was a little bit short. That's actually great. I wanted this front to be slightly short because you don't want it to be interfering with the fold. Then I grabbed another piece of card and I scored 1/4 inch from the left, and then another 1/4 inch from the left, and that has given me 1/4 of an inch to glue down onto here. And then it's given me the second 1/4 of an inch, that's given me the spine, so that you have a spine there and a spine there. So your papers can fit in there nicely. And then this part here was, it's about 2.5 inches. So all up, that will be, my piece is 3 inches. And the reason I did that was because this is what I chose for my cover, and I printed it twice. So this was the section that I cut down to fit here with a thin border around the edge. And when I added this flap, I didn't want to go into any of the writing, and I didn't want to go into the eye here of the bird. So I have cut this. The reason why I measured it this way is so that it would just come right there. So you can do however you like. You can just stick it to a normal journal cover like this, or if you want to add a flap, you can do that. So I printed that twice, measured it up so that they would line up together. And then for a closure, I decided that I was going to put 2 eyelets in it. And so I did stick down this piece first, then I punched my 2 holes, stuck in my eyelets, and then I'll just show you, I've tied a knot down here, and then what will happen is this will go like this, like that, and that gives us our closure. So I haven't done a backing piece on here yet, but that's how that's going to stick together. Okay. So hopefully like that, that's just a little bit of a different way to do a journal cover. So what I want to do now is, if I can find it, I'm just going to glue this second piece on. And it goes up that way. So I'll just do that quickly. Okay, so that's just covered that little bit there where those 2 pieces were attached, but you can hardly see that. So now what I'm going to do is, I did want to mention, this was the backing paper from this kit. So this would actually look really lovely if you wanted to print this on the inside pages. The only reason I didn't go for that was because my first page is this, and I thought it might be too much together. But if you choose to print something in a different way, you might want to use that as your inside cover. And the other reason was that I actually wanted to put this here, and so with the small ones it wouldn't go with that purple, and I just chose that. But honestly, that would look really lovely as well if you wanted to go that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew in a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. If you haven't seen that before, there is a video that I've done, and it's in the description box. So if you go to Carolyn's Musings YouTube channel to look at her other videos, there is one in the title that says 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm going to go do that off camera, and then I'll come back to you with where I'm putting the ephemera, etc. So I finished adding in the ephemera, so let's have a look to see how this is put together. So what I have done is included a small writing board for the front of this. Now, one of my last tutorials, I did show that it was in a policy envelope at the front of a bigger journal, and I included a writing board. And so what I've done is reinforced the edges with some washi tape. Always glue your washi tape because it doesn't always stay for the longevity. So I've done that. Last time I did it underneath the digital. This time I wrapped the digital, so there is a bit of a seam on that side, but that's okay. You can always put another digital over the top, and then this time I ran the washi around. So it's basically just wrapping a piece of firm card so that you have a flat surface to write on when you're writing in your journal. So that will go back in there, and let's just go through the pages. So I thought this would be a great page just to write my initial thoughts and study, or anything that I know about Hagar, on the front page. And then these beautiful digitals. So this one is from the Lily of the Valley. So there's a double page on the other side from Lily of the Valley. on that one, yes. And here we go. And so we've got a pocket here. This tag is from Lily of the Valley. I haven't embellished the tags. I want this to be a pretty flat, simple journal for me to write study notes in. So there's other times where I make really beautiful embellished ones with lots of lace and things like that, but this one I wanted to keep quite flat, so you'll see that throughout. And so this one is the layered tag. It's like a loaded tag. So I've just put that on the front of that tag, and I wrote worthy because this here, it says I loved you at your darkest, Romans 5:8, which is a great reminder. And then I just put these two little ones here at the moment because I want to do the studies and write in my journal before I pop them in anywhere, and that's the same with the words as well. Yep, I want to do that later. And then on this side, that paper clip is just holding this note, and this is from Lily of the Valley as well, that note piece of paper. So let me put that back there. And then I just cut out from one of my double up prints, I cut out the butterfly and stuck that on the front there. Okay, so just turning over, aren't these just images just beautiful? It's so beautiful to write the scripture verse and then observation, application, and then any extra notes. And this one here are the side flaps. So I've just put these circles here just to glue down just about half of it down to the page to keep it closed. And what I've done is just outlined with pencil. I might go around with a gold pen, and I just thought that under here this would be great to just have some hidden writing space in under there. And then all these beautiful words that come with the kit, I've just popped them in these little pockets because as I work in the journal is when I'm going to want to put those words throughout the journal, so the same goes in there. All right, this one was Lily of the Valley, and a pocket with another tag from Lily of the Valley. So as I mentioned before, you can definitely make this just a little bit smaller with the Hagar Digitals, which would be just lovely on its own. I've just added some extra pages from Lily of the Valley. Okay, we've come to the center of the kit and of the journal, and so I did sew in this envelope. And so I did show that that was from Lily of the Valley, and I used template 1 to cut it out. So I've done that to sew in with the 5 hole pamphlet stitch. And so you just stitch along the one side and then tie it off. And then you do need an envelope that has flaps, and then glue that down. And then here I added just one of the tags in there. So it is one of those things I'm loving doing at the center of a journal at the moment, is to just have that flip in the middle. And then this is something that you might not have seen, which is a secret journaling spot. So I have put a little bit of a mini Velcro dot, which you don't have to do, it just sort of might bend up slightly. And then I've just released it, and here there's a little bit that you can write here and a little bit on the back. Now how you do that is simply a double print again. I cut out the bird cage and placed it very, very thin bit of glue along here. I don't think I did it here just to give me a bit of extra space, and then down here. And so cut off the top, and then behind that is then I've laid a sheet, another sewed 160 GSM. I've just gone and printed that again, a blank sheet. I actually used this as an offcut, and then laid that on the back, and then just cut down the side so it would slip in the pocket. So that's a little secret spot that people wouldn't know about. I once again cut the butterfly out. This side is fully glued down so it wouldn't interfere when we're opening this, and then just use that as the wing on the side. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful digitals. This is from Lily of the Valley. And then side pockets I mentioned before were from Lily of the Valley, and I did print off some of these tags just because I needed some extra tags to go with the extra pockets I was putting in this one. And so there's plenty of scripture application writing space. Now this was left over from the envelope, and so I've just cut that and backed it onto the leftover of this piece that I added here, and then printed one of the backing that was some scrap as well that I've just done on the back. And I just thought it would be nice to pop a bookmark in there. So more pages, plenty of writing space. This is the double pocket. It's quite wide, love it. So these come with the kit just in there. You can definitely load them up. I have showed when you do a double pocket, it's best to line it before you glue it down, line it up where you want it, and then this one that's stuck down first, the bottom of it, just rule a pencil line so that when you do the glue, it goes exactly where you want it to on the 3 sides, and then you can place this one on the top. When you're doing that and measuring, make sure that when you put your tag in, this one just reaches the top. Make sure that, unless you want it to go over the top, it might get bent. Just check your measuring on that one. So another pocket here with a tag. That is from Lily of the Valley. In there. Some more application observation writing places here and there, and we're coming to the end. And then this one, I just thought I would stick that down to close it, and then that's just a flip up with some washi tape. That's flipped for there. And then lastly is this side pocket with this piece of ephemera that came from Lily of the Valley as well. So that's that. I hope you enjoy that. There's some new elements that that are new to this channel on how to create a journal with a bit of a flap, and then a secret spot, journaling spot, and a few other little techniques in there that are a little bit different. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Look forward to the rest of the series in the Women in the Bible. When Carolyn produces those, I'll certainly be on to creating more, probably with the same sort of closure, so that I can keep a stack of them books similarly on my shelf for when I go to study them. So we look forward to that. So wishing you lots of blessings and happy crafting. Be blessed. Bye.